I was at the plastic surgery room, filling out a survey about like how I wanted my eyes to be. Is it sexy, cute? And they literally had all these adjectives, and I just had to, check off the box.
They wouldn't really be able to blink because their eyelids would be glued together to create that double eyelid.
That bothers me a bit. I mean, on one level, I don't see what's the big deal about a double eyelid. In fact, most of the times, I have a very hard time spotting double eyelids. Like, I don't exactly know what it is.
They'd make an incision here and, cut this part, and if this happened, then I'd have to change my nose.
Like these tattoos on their eyelids. After double eyelids are out, it's going to be the single eyelids, and I'm going to be out of vogue.
Weight, hair, eyes, skin, makeup. If she's becoming thin, maybe we should.
They compare themselves to everyone around them. Everyone is thinner than me.
It just hurts because everyone else is thin. Definitely.
I definitely have a couple friends at least that do in fact have eating disorders.
Yeah, I've had friends with eating disorders.
Yes, I know 3 people who have had eating disorders.
I know of about at least 4 people that have eating disorders.
Yes, I have a friend that has an eating disorder.
Yes, in high school, I knew someone who did have an eating disorder.
I have friends who have eating disorders.
Yes, I definitely, unfortunately, have female friends with eating disorders.
No, I don't.
Nobody. We're all pretty confident with ourselves, I'd say.
People hide it really well.
They'll either get really offended or just completely deny it.
I have a lot of friends who deny they have eating problems or disorders, but they do.
I think there's like a lot of like shame in it of itself because like no one wants to be labeled as someone who's bulimic or anorexic.
What happens when they actually need help? They won't come to you. They won't ask for help. So I've always been really worried about that.
I was once diagnosed with anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa.
I mean, I still struggle with the same things that would be categorized under eating disorder.
There have been times when I've gone for weeks at a time binging and purging.
I feel almost all humans do have a certain extent of an eating disorder, one could say.
I'm sure that I've met people and I've been friends with people who have an eating disorder, but they haven't told me about it.
Walk into the bathroom and you hear sounds that you absolutely do not want to hear.
I know people who've been hospitalized, they've had to been like forced to be fed.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just ate that extra thing, and blah 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 blah.
Oh, look at how much fat is on my arms, and you try to joke about it, and then, yes, you're so fat, and they take it seriously and they lash out at you.
I actually had a friend that had bulimia.
It's not just bulimia or anorexia, but I think that an eating disorder is just watching your weight too much.
It's paranoia about what you eat, feeling guilty about what you eat, not eating.
I know people who had to quit the dance team because their doctor wouldn't allow them to dance. Binging, to throwing up after every meal, to rationing all their food, and eating a Luna bar for lunch, or having a smoothie instead of dinner. And the water diet, the liquid diet.
She'll either not eat and just eat apples all day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or she'll binge.
It's perfectly fine to eat apples all day long. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly healthy.
I call that all anorexia.
I don't think that's a disorder. I think she's just crazy.
I can't explain exactly why an eating disorder seems like a lie to me. Maybe it's because the ideal will ultimately be unachievable.
There's already this stereotype of, girls have to be skinny or they have to look good. So obviously like an eating disorder is going to affect your body image.
Body image becomes almost like a trend.
The standard itself is 2 expectations that can't coexist.
I think that it shouldn't be defined as one's particular look.
We don't know how we're supposed to look like maybe we're not supposed to look like a certain thing, like a certain type.
I don't even know if there's one standard Asian American look.
Is there such a thing as one single body image anyway?
For the future, I hope, of course, that these pressures of body image and of the cultures don't affect girls so much.
Asian American teenagers, people our age, will be more comfortable with their body. But I think already just society in general, people are more comfortable with themselves.
I think with the rate that it's actually going to be realistic, I think if anything it's going to get worse.
The problem is that a lot of people are trying to be desired by all different types of cultures, when cultural codes are dictated by how you present yourself.
So you lay it all out, right? But like, what can you do about it?
I think the issue needs to be taken seriously in terms of the individual.
The biggest part is confronting them.
And letting your friends know, I guess, that you understand how beautiful they are.
You are beautiful for who you are, and don't pay attention to what is being said on TV or in the movies.
I think that's the most important thing, just to hear it. It's like the most amazing feeling, just to have someone say, you look really nice today.
Don't give up on them.
It's so hard to say, like, be healthy, but, don't get too crazy.
What I'm doing to myself is not only hurting myself, it's hurting the people that I love.
Somehow, Asian America is going to find a way to create a problem out of something new.
We all live here in America, and we're all looking at this stereotype.
There's too much value placed on like how you look externally.
That, unfortunately, probably will not change much.
I think we should be able to talk about it, but have a civil conversation about it without resorting to, well, I just think that's disgusting, or things like that.
Or why is so much emphasis put on body image and how you look? It's because it's an identity issue.
It's tied in with Asian American identity.
I want to stop thinking about it, stop talking about it, stop worrying about it. More like the silence of, it's no longer important.
To like address the fact that like it's not only like an external problem that like people are seeing us as like these certain types of like they're typecasting us in these roles, but like also that like a lot of this is internalized.
Make a dichotomy out of the stereotype and show the two different sides and show how both of those sides are possible.
I want to see women in the media that have curves. I want to see Asian American women in the media with curves.
I hope that there are women out there who break that stereotype of traditional Asian beauty.
Just to have someone to look up to say, she's beautiful and not the typical thin girl.
I wish we could get to a point where we could stop talking about it.
Not even that, just not caring at all. That's healthy.